This has been a volatile year for cryptocurrencies, perhaps an understatement when describing the past 12 months. So is the crypto bubble about to burst, or has it already? Well, Bitcoin, the world's most traded cryptocurrency, has lost 3/4 of its value since its peak in last November of almost $68,000. It's now around a two-year low of around $17,000. Some of that fall is likely down to the collapse of the crypto exchange FTX. Once the world's second largest digital coin exchange, valued at $32 billion, it filed for bankruptcy in November, owing more than $3 billion to its main creditors. The man behind FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, used to be called the king of crypto. He's quit as CEO and claimed he's been left nearly penniless. He's denied accusations of wrongdoing, saying he didn't ever try to commit fraud on anyone. FTX joins a list of crypto companies collapsing this year, including blockchain Terra, hedge fund Three Arrows, brokers Celsius and Genesis, and most recently the exchange BlockFi. And that's highlighted security concerns, in particular how a lack of legislation affects financial stability. And now the US Senate has held the first in a series of hearings to explore how best to regulate the market.
I strongly believe that we need to move quickly on a thoughtful regulatory approach to establish guardrails in these fast-growing markets of evolving risk, or they will remain an unsafe venture for customers and could present a growing risk to the broader financial system.
I've been speaking to Professor Olinga Taeed, Chair of the Bureau of Media, Data and Ideology and the world's first Professor of Blockchain at Birmingham City Business School.
It's to do with market confidence. If they believe a big giant like FTX was number 2 in the field, if they believe FTX has collapsed into zero and their investment's gone to zero, people pull the monies out of the market. The FTX represented a mainstream adoption of cryptocurrency. They had VCs in there like SoftBank from Japan, one of the biggest VC in the world. They had Sequoia Capital, who backed Google, huge in the West Coast in there. And so FTX represented, for the first time, mainstream finance moving in a big way into the cryptocurrency space. And mainstream politics, the same way that, for example, FTX sponsored both left-wing and right-wing, both Democrats and Republicans. So it sponsored mainline TV. It sponsored, for example, football, American football, and the NFLs, etc. So it was the first attempt at a mainstreaming of a cryptocurrency offering. And that has hurt many layers of society, because people have thought for the first time, actually, FTX had got it right.
So you say the problems were down to a lack of confidence being withdrawn. Can it be restored?
Yes, I think the one unusual feature of the cryptocurrency market as opposed to other markets is that it does not have a trade body. There is no sector. Banking has it, procurement has it, agriculture has it. All these other sectors have trade bodies that self-regulate or attempt to at least pretend to self-regulate their markets. Cryptocurrency has zero, none. All these massive exchanges, and Binance is much bigger than FTX, none of them actually have a trade body. They don't talk to each other. There's no one to represent them when it comes to regulators. There's no one to come on programs like this and say, the cryptocurrency sector trade body says this. So without them coming together and becoming a proper institutional play, it's very difficult for them to progress, and it will continue in guerrilla warfare land.
So as you say, a lack of regulation around the industry, a lack of a trade body, but does the sector need that, and will it get it?
Right. It needs it. Will it get it? There is a doubt. And the reason is primarily to do with age. I have to say, I see nothing on the horizon to suggest they're going to form a trade body, and regulation will stamp them down. The market will not go away, because the main thing that's replacing them is these central bank digital currencies. China has its own digital currency, the digital yuan, and 82% of all the other central banks in the world are bringing out their own digital currency. In Britain, they're bringing out the Brexit pound equivalent, if you like, aligned to the values of that country. And Russia has their own currency aligned to the values of that country. So it's not disappearing because the instrument of cryptocurrency is very clever and very available, broad, and it can make things happen which normal currency cannot. But the underground world of cryptocurrency is taking a huge battering.